Okay, we're here. Um, I don't really know how this is gonna go. I don't know. Like, I don't really have a motive behind doing this. I want to talk. So we're here. Um, yeah, I'm also stoning something right now. So if I'm a little distracted at times, ignore me. I don't plan on editing this. This is just whatever gets recorded goes up as is. Um, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay, today, what do I want to do? Let's see what's on my notes. We are gonna rank Ariana Grande albums. We are. Um, I feel like I've seen people's rankings here and there, and like I had my own for a while, but recently it has changed. By recently, I mean like 20 minutes ago. It has changed, and I need to come talk about it. And hopefully, people who have the same ranking as me will also agree. And if you disagree, that's fine. At the end of the day, it's just Ariana Grande albums. It's not Life or Death. Okay. At the bottom of the list is Sweetener. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot to. There's a lot of good things about the album, right? Um, it has some of my like most listened to Ariana Grande songs on there. I find myself going back to Borderline and um, No Tears Left to Cry, of course. Breathe In. Even The Light Is Coming for Nicki's verse. Oh, I need. What do I need? I need this. Yeah, I find myself going back to that album quite a bit. But, and it's not that it's a bad album. It's not. I'm just like, yeah, disclaimer for the rest of the 7 albums. Um, None of these are bad. They're all like very good. Um, but there has to be a bottom. And unfortunately, it's Sweetener. It's not that I like Sweetener. It's not that I don't like Sweetener. It's that I like everything else more. Um, what I will say, Sweetener aesthetically is up there. Like she's in the running for her best era, um, because of everything that happened. Like it got cut short, but had Sweetener era played out the way it was supposed to, I genuinely think it would have been like magical, for lack of a better term. So yeah, she got cut short, unfortunately, but that's not my problem. That was rude. That was really rude. She got cut short, and yeah, the era didn't get to see like a thing. The era didn't get to see like full fruition or like get to be fully realized. So that's just how the cards fall. But yeah, Sweetener's at the bottom. Um, Favorite songs I mentioned. Least favorite songs on there. Let me think. Raindrops is unfortunately my least favorite intro from her. Like I think of Blaze as more of an intro track than I do Raindrops, and I don't like either of them as intro tracks. So sorry to that. The Light Is Coming. The second Nikki's gone, so am I. What's after The Light Is Coming? I should just pull up the track list. Hold on. The Light Is Coming. 5 is God is a Woman. What is 4? REM. If you've heard the first minute of the song, you've heard everything you need to hear. Um, God is a Woman. Amazing, but didn't age as well as I would have liked it to. Sweetener. Great chorus. Very catchy chorus. That's it. Successful. Skip. Every time. Great. Yeah. Every time, no critiques. Breathe In, up there. No Tears, up there. Borderline, up there. Better Off, that she's number 2 on this. No, she's number 1 on this album. Better Off is number 1 on this album. Good Night and Go, loved it at first. Didn't age as well as I wanted it to. Pete Davidson is really good. I'm sorry. Stands, because of everything that happened, like, we like to ignore that song, but No, no. Like you just have to recognize when music is good and music is good, and regardless of the inspiration, and regardless of whether we are aligned with the inspiration anymore, it was a thing at that time, and we got great art out of it, and we can appreciate the art regardless. So Pete Davidson is good, and I'm standing on that. Get Well Soon. Get Well Soon is hit or miss for me. I feel like when I'm in the mood to hear it, it's amazing. When I'm not in the mood to hear it, no, it's not for me. So Get Well Soon overall, like it's okay, but there's a lot of like it's okays, and I'm gonna say it. Successful is the worst song in her discography. Yeah, uh, yeah, yeah, and for that reason, Sweetener stays at the bottom. Okay, what's next? A lot of other stands would put My Everything in here. No, 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 no. We're gonna get to her later because I think my opinion on her might be a bit controversial. But the next best album, I think, is Yours Truly. Um, what a great way to like open your career. I always say like the first song on your first album is monumental, right? Or not monumental, is like very important. It is setting the tone essentially for like the rest of your discography, and it starts the story off. Even though it might not be like the first single or whatever, when people go back in time and when they like listen to your whole discography, they're going to start with, well, depending on how you listen, but at least I start with the first song on the first album. That to me is like welcome to my universe, you know? It's like yeah, so I think that's very important. And Honeymoon Avenue is your like debut song. Yeah, Honeymoon Avenue is your debut song. That's yeah, that's like born to be a legend, really. So right off the bat, amazing. The reason why this album is at the bottom of, or like bottom half of my list, is because I don't go back to it as much. Sweetener I go back to more than I go back to this one, but I think this is the better album, so Sweetener's at the bottom. But they're like fighting for bottom too. Um, Baby I, it's like I have the same sentiment about Baby I as I do Get Well Soon, where sometimes I have to be in the mood. Um, right there, same, but I'm more often in the mood to listen to it than I'm not. Some days I'll be like, nah, I don't really want to do right there, but usually it's a blast. Um, Tattooed Heart, that's top 10 easily in her discography, easily. Um, and like it's not that I didn't get it at first, I just didn't go back to it as much. And then when she did the Live from London um, thing, 10th anniversary edition in 2023, I think, that's when I like saw the magic in Tattooed Heart really, and I was like, whoa, whoa, this is insane. Um, Tattooed Heart is up there. Loving It, skip. Piano, skip. Daydreamin'. I like it better live than I do. Or like the song itself, I skip, but the live version I don't. The Way is really good, but it's even better live. No, no, studio's better than live. You'll Never Know was great on Sweetener World Tour, like that live album. I don't really go back to the OG that much. Almost is never enough. Skip. Popular song. I don't listen to it now that I have like Popular by Ariana Grande. I think it was a great manifestation, and it served its purpose, and now we're done with it. So thank you to Popular, but no thank you anymore. Um, my glue is drying. Better Left Unsaid, skip. The Way, Spanglish version, I don't really listen. Yeah, like I said, I go back to Sweetener more than I go back to this, but I think this is the better album, so that's fine. What's number 5? Okay. It's crazy how much this album has dropped in my rankings because when it came out, it was number one. No, it was number two. It was number two. Um, and there's one song on here that I played out for years. It would be like repeat. I think it was my the year it came out and the year after. It was my like number one on Apple Music replay. Um, It's Thank You Next. Thank You Next is third worst album in her discography. Oh wow. Um, Good album, but looking back, it feels 10% chaotic and like 10% rushed, which I think that was part of it because of like the way the era was set up, unfortunately. But I don't know. I think because that is like, that worked for it in the short term, but it worked against it in the long term. So, Thank You Next. You're at number five, track by track. Imagine, really good opener, but it's not my number one opener from her. What is my number one opener from her? It's not this. Is it? Okay, there was Honeymoon Avenue, which is up there. Then there was, what else? There was Honeymoon Avenue. There was, oh, My Everything Intro, no. Moonlight, which is up there. Oh, Moonlight, which is up there. Raindrops, no. Imagine, no. Shut Up, no. Intro, no. Okay. I think my favorite intro from her has to be Honeymoon Avenue. I think Moonlight is the better song, but Honeymoon Avenue is the better intro to that album and to discography. So she's taking that. Anyways, back to this album. Imagine, great song. Needy, you just like, if you ever just want to be like sing and not really like think too much, Needy's the song. Needy is really good for what it is. Needy is expressive, but it's like classic Ariana, you know. And it's like slowed down, and yeah, I think Needy works very well. And I think Needy has aged very well. For a second there, I was like, I don't know about Needy anymore, but now that like years have passed, yeah, Needy's really good. What else? Then there's NASA. NASA also aged very well. Um, Thank You Next came out 2019. First half of 2019, I was obsessed with NASA. Then I kind of like stopped listening to NASA, like grew out of it, and like I didn't really like it that much. But then recently, in like the last 6 months, it's clicked again. So we're back. NASA is good. NASA is great. NASA's up there. Um, then there is Bloodline. Bloodline has not aged well for me. It has not. I think the horns are amazing, and I think they're so fun, but they feel, firstly, they feel like disjoint from the rest of the album to me. But it also feels like there has to be like a fucking finesse to making pop music, right? Like you have the standard structure, which is like intro, maybe verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, maybe slap. You know, if you're doing that, you have to spice it up somehow. Otherwise, like the like individuality you put into that song makes the difference between it sounding formulaic and it sounding like a good pop song. And I think if this is the line, Bloodline is right here. Bloodline almost had it, but unfortunately she didn't take it. So Bloodline is like okay. Um, Fake Smile, not really for me. I had to think about that because I can appreciate it for what it is, but I don't go back to Fake Smile. Um, a Bad Idea. Ariana Stands love to say Bad Idea is her best song or like the best song on this album. No, it's not. No. Bad Idea is, she tried something, and you know what? I can applaud her for that. And I appreciate the switch ups, but I don't think they worked. Um, so yeah, Bad Idea. Mm-mm. Makeup though, Makeup is who Makeup is what Ariana Stans think bad idea is. Makeup is the mother that got away. Whatever. I don't know. Makeup is one of the most underrated songs in her discography. Because it's so good. It is so good. The beat is insane. The way she's on that beat is insane. Um, the harmonies, the little like the way the song flows. I don't know. Makeup is to me like top three on this album. Um, what's after Ghostin'? Can we talk about how insane it is to go from Makeup into Ghostin', into In My Head, into Thing, Seven Rings, into Thank You Next, into Break? Oh my god, that track run is nuts. But Makeup is where like the real like, oh my god, try not to say Mother Challenge failed starts. Um, yeah, Makeup is that girl. Ghostin', 10 out of 10 song. I just have to be in a certain mood to listen to it. Obviously because it's so like heavy, you know. Even when I'm not like sad, I have to be like ready to appreciate its like detail and stuff. I don't think I can listen to Ghostin' on speaker. No, Ghostin' has to be like in ear, volume at 100%. I'm hearing every little detail. I that's the experience you need Ghostin' with. That's I don't think it works otherwise. No, it does work otherwise, but I can't like feel the emotion as much otherwise. Um, yeah, that's Ghostin'. Then there's In My Head. In My Head didn't age as well as I would like it to, except for the bridge. The bridge is really good, um, and the outro. But the chorus, I think, looking back, it could have been slightly bigger. So like In My Head is like a 70 for me, 70 out of 100. So like I go back to it sometimes, but not really that much. Oh shit, I fucked that up. Okay, whatever. I'm not gonna show you guys what I'm working on, by the way. Um, I think, yeah. I don't know how this is gonna turn out. I don't know if I want this to be seen before I actually wear it. So no, but that's fine. We're not here for this anyway. We're here for Ariana albums. I hope I'm talking loudly enough. If you can't hear me, this video is still going up anyway. But whatever. Okay, what's Sweetener at the bottom? Yours truly, second to last. Thank You Next, third to last. These next two, I had to think about for quite a bit. And this next album that I initially decided was fourth place, it jumps around the most in my rankings. Everything else is like pretty solid, and like maybe like bottom two, for example, will go back and forth. This one, on a good day, is number two. On a bad day, is number four. Um, maybe today's just a bad day, but this is the day I'm filming, so yeah, we're here. And it's Positions. It is. Positions is a really good album. It aged way better. I actually really like the era as well because I think the silence, even though I don't think that's how she intended it, I think if I remember correctly, she said in an interview she was only that silent towards the era because there was a lot planned, but like leaks happened and then like the pandemic, it just didn't go how she wanted. So like they just let it play out quietly. Um, I think Positions was a really good era because the music wasn't like loud poppy in your face. Like sure you had Motive, whatever. It came out at the right time. It came out like either on Halloween or right before Halloween. Um, it might have been on Halloween. No, I don't know. Either way, Positions came out around that time that year, and we were like in COVID. The way she announced it, it was just so I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I am grown. I am mature. I am married. This is like I'm living the life I want to, and I want you guys to listen to like the art I've made through it. But I'm gonna go back to listen to living the life I want to. So, bye. And I think that's what the era needed. That's what the attitude came off as to me. Um, I loved how chill it was. So, yeah, Positions to me, like that era, I actually think it worked out very well. In fact, I like Positions era more than I like most of her other eras, which is kind of crazy looking back. But yeah, I do have to admit, I was also one of those people who didn't get it when it first came out. I think when Positions first came out, I was like, oh, This is so not like Thank You Next, which I loved at the time, or Dangerous Woman, which I also loved at the time. Um, I wasn't really expecting it to be as slow as it was, but then once I like really, I guess, opened my mind up to that and like let myself be taken by the music, I was like, oh, it's like I'm moving, I'm moving, but I'm like, it's not like dancing moving. It's like a slow groove. It's like um, I'm holding like a wine glass or something, instead of a vodka cran at like a bar. Yeah, so Positions age very well, and I think it was great for the time it was in, and I think yeah, it has some of her best songs to me. Not her best song specifically. Like her number one song is, we've yet to discuss that, but Positions. Let me pull it up. Shut Up was a good opener for this album, but I don't really go back to Shut Up that much. 3435, controversial opinion, is in her top 10. Not the remix, this. The second verse is like a bit okay, whatever. But the first verse, the way she opens the song, the chorus, and then the bridge, 3435 has one of the most fun bridges I've ever heard. So, yeah. And it's not like a short bridge either. It's like it's basically a third verse. But yeah, 3435 is up there for me. Motive is my least favorite Ariana Doja collab, even though there's only like, what, two? Yeah, but this is my. I don't do drugs. Like, Motive, what are you doing on the floor? Um, yeah, so there's that. Just Like Magic, it aged poorly for me. I think it was great when it came out. I listened to it a lot when it came out, but I don't really go back to it anymore. That's Just Like Magic. Off the Table is really good. Off the Table aged very well for me. I didn't want to like it because I'm a Weekend hater. I don't really have a reason to hate on him. I have never liked him. And so, like, I think everyone needs someone to dislike, and I'm choosing to dislike. Well, one of the people I'm choosing to dislike is The Weeknd. So, yeah, sorry to that man, but I really didn't want to like Off the Table at first, but I have to admit, like, it's good. Um, Not because of him, because of Ariana, but it's good. Is it better than 3435? No, but it's good. That was a kind of a crazy sentence, that it's not better than 3435. But it is. No, 3435 is better. Whatever. I'm going to stand on my truth. Stand in my truth. Whatever. 630. At first, I didn't get it. What made me get it was the bridge. The bridge in, like, listen to it around October. No, November. November, when it's cold and, like, November going right into December, when it's cold and, like, you know, turn off most of the lighting in your room, open up a window, like, observe the night sky, and have, like, one little warm light on. And maybe with, like a wine glass. Like I said, this album is very wine glass, not like in the club. Um, yeah, I think 630 is very chill and it's very mellow and it's perfect for COVID. It was perfect for like, no, it was perfect for like being at home chilling, doing nothing, and like trying to make a relaxing environment. 630 is very good for that. So, yeah. Um, Safety Net, I appreciate it for being an objectively good song. I don't really go back to it that much. My Hair is also top 10 in her discography. My Hair is so good. And not even because of the whistles at the end. The rest of the song stands very well on its own too. The production, amazing. Um, Her vocals, even when she's like not up here, amazing. Um, yeah, just My Hair is also very special to me. So love her for that. What is after My Hair? Nasty. It's alright. I think it felt better in the era than it does now. But Nasty's like, I don't really go back to it that much. West Side has a great pre-chorus and great verses. I don't like the chorus. I don't like the chorus, and I don't like. Yeah, I'm there for the verses. I'm there for the pre-chorus, and then I skip. Um, Positions is really good. One of her best singles. I loved hearing it on the radio whenever I heard it on the radio. Um, the video was okay in my opinion, but I think it was good for the era. I think it went with the vibe of the era. It went with the aesthetic, and yeah, it was good. Positions was good for what it was, and yeah, this was like the one, not like one, but like the poppy upbeat like moment we needed, on this album. I think every Ariana album needs one of those, and this was that. So yeah, she served her purpose. Thank you to her. Now we move to Obvious, which is amazing. Obvious is also one of her best songs. And even before that leaked video of her like singing it came out, that made a lot of other people like it. But for me, I was always an Obvious stan, or like day three onwards, I was an Obvious stan. Point of view, skip. Sorry, but skip. Do I want to talk about deluxe tracks? Not the only one that like I will go hard for. Main thing. Main thing is also in her top 10. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you. Next Positions gave us like three songs in her top 10. 34, 35. My Hair, and Main Thing. Um, I think Main Thing carries the deluxe tracks, but it carries it enough to the point where like she's in consideration for Ariana's best deluxe. Have I? No, she's not. She's not because one of them took it, like by default. Okay. Yeah, Main Thing. She's cute. Overall Positions is like a good album, a really good album, but she's. I have to stretch my legs. Oh my god. Yeah, Positions is a very good album. Um, but she like moves around the most in my ranking. So today she's at number 4. Number 3, yeah, I said this might cause some issues. My Everything is in her top 3, and it's number 3. It is. It is. It is because people say it sounds like a playlist. It's a very good playlist. I just like when you have that many hits on an album, I can only call it like I can only lie so much and say it's not a good album. Even the songs that like weren't singles were so excuse me good. So yeah, My Everything, her third best album. Um, Today she's in top 3. Usually, not usually, depending on where Positions is sitting, she can at max she's going number 4, but she's not going lower than number 4. Um, yeah, and I'm deciding from today onwards that's my truth because before I was like, I low-key kind of fell into peer pressure a bit where I was like, oh, My Everything is like good, but not that good. But then like once it started clicking and once I was like, wait, this is like this is moving mountains. I had to get it together. And so now she's up there. Sweetener stands, sorry. Um, Position stands. Oh no, actually Positions can be higher than her sometimes. Thank you next stands, sorry. Um, I don't think yours truly has stands. So yeah, My Everything. Her intro I didn't really like that much, but Problem is a very good pseudo intro. Um, for this album, I don't really go back to Problem that much, but I think it set the tone for this album very well. One Last Time, also very good. Why Try is one of her most like, I don't know, to me, in terms of like the instrumental and the production, it's one of her moodiest songs, and I love that so much. And it's so like elegant and graceful. Do I go back to Why Try as much as I would like to? No, because I think her vocal performance could have been better there. But what like it doesn't change the fact that it's still a very good song. So there's that. This Mother. Break Free. Break Free is also in her top 10. Break Free, you're not gonna like. I'm guessing people shit on it sometimes because it's a single and because it's become like a pride thing. But no, Break Free is insane. Is really good. Vocally, I loved it. production wise, of course I loved it. That outro at the need her and Zet to do something again. Um, but no, Break Free is insane, insane. I need a live performance of Break Free again now, um, or like I need Ariana to do like a DJ set at some point, and pull out Break Free there. So okay, yeah, that's Break Free. Best Mistake. This track list is so like up and down, but I think because of how up and down it stays, that makes it work. Like it's consistently up and down. You know, you go intro, problem, one last time. I guess why try you stay down? Break Free, Best Mistake. No, yeah, Break Free, Best Mistake. Be My Baby, Break Your Heart Right Back, Love Me Harder, Love Me Harder, Just a Little Bit of Your Heart, Hands on Me, My Everything. Yeah, I don't know. I think it works. I think it works. And it might just be a vibes thing, but when I listen to it, I don't. It doesn't feel like. It feels like the breaks between the high energy tracks come at the right times. You know, um, or at least in terms of like mood. Like I'm not happy for too long. I need like a breather. I need a breather. Um, yeah, My Everything is a very good album. Where was I? I was at Be My Baby. No, I think I Best Mistake is really good. I think that's for most collabs. I go to them for Ariana. This was one of those collabs where like I'm there for both of them. The Light Is Coming is the only collab where I'm not there for Ariana. Sorry to her, but Big Sean kind of did his thing on Best Mistake. I was obsessed. I and like the way the song opens is already insane, right? Um, the piano and then like Ariana on the first verse, and then the chorus. Oh my god, stunning. But Big Sean's verse is like a true highlight of that whole album to me. So, yeah, there was that. Hold on, sorry. Fucking, I hate stoning. Actually, I don't hate it, but this is just a very ambitious project. So, ugh, a little scared and a little discouraged, but whatever. We're gonna keep going. Worst case, it doesn't get done in time, and then I wear it somewhere else. Who cares? Anyways, Best Mistake. Be My Baby. Be My Baby. It's like she's done what, two collabs with Cashmere Cat? This and Adore? No, and Quit. This is my least favorite. Um, I think live this was a big song for her because I remember seeing like clips of like the high notes she did, right? And I think Be My Baby was very useful there, but I don't know. I don't really. I th- it's not one of my like revisited songs. So Be My Baby is whatever. It's not like the bottom of this album, but it's whatever. Break Your Heart Right Back. Um, Here's my thing. Without getting into too much detail, I just don't like that era of my life, and I think all the other songs like obviously are from that era, but Break Your Heart Right Back, for some reason reminds me of that era the most. So I just like every now and then I'll like bop along to it, but usually whenever it comes on, I'm like, I don't need to listen to this right now. So that's where I stand with that song. But I do think like it's a good song, and I can appreciate and I can be honest about like it being a good song and like appreciate it for what it is, but I don't really go back to it that much. Like I said, I'm just talking to talk at this point. I hope the words that are leaving my mouth make sense. But is there a big picture to all this? No, not one that I'm seeing. This is just really me killing time. Okay. Oh, I got two stones in one. Love Me Harder is one of her best videos. It is. And this, I don't like The Weeknd, but I will always say he's Ariana's first son, and this is like where she birthed him. Personally, The Weeknd fans can be mad at me. I don't really care. But yeah, like she is a mother to many, and The Weeknd is like her firstborn. Um, and so Yeah, now he like The Weeknd in numbers is bigger than her, but like don't forget where you came from, you know. Um, anyways, Love Me Harder, good. Just a little bit. Love Me Harder's production is amazing. I think production wise, it might be my favorite on this album. Um, just a little bit of your heart, skip. I'm sorry, I can never. Harry Styles, you are never gonna get a 10 out of me. So skip. Hands on Me, not the worst, but I have to be in a mood for it. It's like the get well soon of this album. I have to be in the mood for it. Um, My Everything, really good actually. I wish you would give us more piano ballads because like if this is insane. My Everything is like one of the best songs I've ever heard. I think it's not in her top 10, but that just shows you how good her top 10 is. Where songs that are just insane are not even there. Um, Especially like the meaning that My Everything got after like Manchester and everything, it just made it a lot more sentimental. Um, even without that though, it's a great song. So love My Everything. Do I want to talk about the bonus tracks? No, but only one is really good. Um, and so is You'll Never Know. And Bang Bang was kind of my introduction to Ariana because at first, when I first got onto like the scene, I was a Nicki stan. Not anymore. Sorry to her. But yeah, I started off as a Nicki stan, so I was seated for Bang Bang, and through that, I like started listening to Ariana because of Bang Bang, and I was like, oh, okay, sure. And obviously, like other songs that were coming out during that era, but Bang Bang is like my first memory of her. Um, okay, so there's that. We're done with My Everything. What is number two? This album, with like a few more years, it could take the spot for number one. It could. It could. But right now, Eternal Sunshine is sitting at number two. She is. She is. The only reason I'm scared to give her number one yet is because number one is so, like, the number one right now is so good. So I want to make sure that, like, before she takes the crown, she's kind of earned it, you know? Because I knew when the first album came out that it was going to be my number one, but, like, it has been backed up by time and how well it's aged. And I want that to be the experience here. So for now, she's sitting at number two. But check back in with me in like 3 years and Eternal Sunshine could be her number one. Obviously, depending on what else comes out. Eternal Sunshine, I remember the night that it came out. Um, I Everyone was asleep. I was in my living room. I turned all the lights off except for like the one bulb over the stove. I opened up all the windows. And like a lamp, and I was making like noodles or something, and it was insane. I remember the intro came on and like the volume was at max, and I was like, whoa, this guitar, this is so cinematic. And then the production on Bye took me out. Um, I was so like, it was a moment. It was a moment. That night, I think I'm never gonna forget. And it was nothing really like special to it. I was literally just at home listening to an album, but I will never forget the feeling of like, whoa, this is insane. Like the production here is crazy, you know? Um, yeah, Eternal Sunshine to me is like really good. But we're not even done. We're not. I only talked about the first two songs. Don't Want to Break Up Again is fine. I like, not a bad song. Nothing on here is like a totally bad song. No, none of these songs are skips. Um, and I think this is her only album with no skips, in my opinion. Yeah, Honeymoon had Honeymoon. Yours truly had Loving It. My Everything had Just a Little Bit of Your Heart. Dangerous Woman. She had Every Day, and she had Bad Decisions. But anyways, Sweetener had Successful. Thank You Next. Bad Idea, Positions, Love Language. I didn't even finish talking about all positions. Oh, I think I skipped love language. Yeah, that's fine. Skip. Um, yeah, Eternal Sunshine's her only album with zero skips, not including the deluxe tracks. And the one skip that I do have on there, no one's gonna like, but yeah, Eternal Sunshine is insane. Oh yeah, Don't Want to Break Up Again is good. Saturn Returns interlude was in my top 5 most streamed things last year. Um, the transition from the interlude into Eternal Sunshine is the best part of this album, minus the last chorus of Bye. But yeah, it's so like there's so much clarity and emotion in there, for lack of a better term. That's just like the best way I can describe it. Um, yeah, Eternal Sunshine, the song itself, for a while, I said it was top 2 in her discography. Um, but I think I'm slowly going back on that right now because my I think it's amazing. I think the beat is amazing. I still listen to it regularly. Um, my only wish is there was something more in the last chorus. I know she has the outro where she like brings the bridge back or whatever. Um, but I needed like just give me like a small high note, just something. With that, like she would have been locked in. But that's my only like hesitation. Besides that, Eternal Sunshine is insane. That beat, oh my god, going down to the history books. It is one of the most like insane experiences I've had when I like first listened to it. I was like, whoa. And then the bridge came in, and I was like confused because I was like, should I be like processing, like listening, or should I be dancing? Because it was just so like, da, 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 like it was just so. Yeah, that's an experience. Supernatural, production wise, is insane. I haven't really. At first, when Supernatural came out, my eyes really weren't on it like that. But Supernatural is like an insane song. Um, and I think also Troye Sivan was the perfect person for the remix. Um, I think that goes to like Ariana Grande's taste, where there's intentionality in the choices she makes. Most of the time, putting out True Story a cappella and the slightly deluxe. Okay, sure, we're just bored, and we just want the streams, but whatever. I just feel like Supernatural was handled very well. I think the video it ended up getting was great. I think um, the remix it ended up getting was great. I love the last chorus, and I love the like falsetto or whatever. I'm not a music person. Whatever like voice she goes in. Um, the bridge is also really good. Yeah, Supernatural's up there. If there were to be one skip on this album, it would be True Story. Um, but even like with that, True Story's last chorus gave me a lot, so I can't really call it a skip, to be honest. Then The Boy Is Mine. The sequencing on this album is insane to me. To like the first 3 songs, then you Saturn Returns almost starts like a new chapter. Right. Yeah, Saturn Returns into Eternal Sunshine into Supernatural. Supernatural into True Story blends so well. True Story into The Boy's Mind. Oh my god. Yeah, The Boy's Mind is insane. Um, it's so like it like at first it seems simple, but then you listen and you're like, wait, the beat slowing down. One, two. Um, her performance, her like the pre-chorus is to die for, to die for. And then and whatever was missing on the original, she like controlled it with the fucking remix, right? Obviously, Brandy and Monica, like whoa, you interpolate their song first. You're inspired by them, and then like you're able to bring them back for a remix of the song that was inspired by them, you know. And then they're doing the same like notes from the original. But like her mind is crazy. Sorry. Can you guys see me trying to pull this glue out? Yeah, The Boy's Mind was like a really good song. This section of the album, like Boy's Mind, Yes and We Can't Be Friends, this is where the singles are. And it's just crazy to me that like the three singles are so like diverse. The Boy's Mind is like sexy, sultry. Yes and is like fuck you. We Can't Be Friends is like also kind of fuck you, but like sad fuck you, you know, like fuck you, but I'm sad. Um, yeah, I just I love this section of the album. Yes and They Could Never Make Me Hate You. Um, there is this idea that Yes and feels disjoint from the rest of the album. I disagree personally. I think after The Boy's Mind it fits like perfectly. Maybe production wise you could argue that a bit, but I also think like the album sounds pretty diverse anyway, so where that's coming from, I don't know. Um, but yeah, Yes and is really good. I think. Do I think it was a good lead single? No, I don't think like I don't know. I don't see it as like the lead single for this era personally, but I think Yes and is a great song. I think Yes and translates very well live. I think Yes and deserves more credit amongst the fandom. So justice for Yes and. She's up there in my household. Yes and We Can't Be Friends. That's the next one. Really good production. I feel like the same critique I had for Eternal Sunshine, where I want something more in the last chorus, I should have that same critique here, but unfortunately I don't. Or not unfortunately, but fortunately I don't. I think We Can't Be Friends works very well in the last chorus because the last chorus kind of requires that silence, and then it's not like she doesn't do anything at all. You have the outro, which is beautiful, and then you have like the fucking strings coming in, which are also like beautiful, you know. Yeah, I think the song is so cinematic, and I think it just works. Um, but yeah, that's We Can't Be Friends. Then there's I Wish I Hated You. Vocally, one of my favorites from her. I sing that shit in the shower when I'm like, I don't even have to be sad. It's just if it comes on, everyone turn your ears off because I will. It's about to be a party, you know. Um, then Imperfect for You. I go back and forth on this one. Not a skip, but some days I appreciate it more than others. So yeah, there's that. And then Ordinary Things. The first like maybe 2 3 days when it came out, I just my it's not that I didn't like Ordinary Things. It's just my eyes weren't on it, so I was like, okay, whatever, you know. And then like the more I heard, I was like, oh, this is a very like chill way to close out a jam packed album. You know, this was so good. Um, yeah, I think Ordinary Things works for what it is. I think it's a good closer. I think I really like the idea of starting with the question in intro and then ending with Nona answering that. Like, yes, okay, intentionality. So yeah, Ordinary Things. You can, yeah, it's fine. I can like her. And then, do I want to talk about the deluxe tracks? Not really, personally. Um, I don't think they change the ranking of this album. My only thing is, they, and it might not be because of like, it's not because the songs themselves are bad. I think it's more so like the cover and the way the air was presented. I don't think they fit with the rest of the album. They feel like an extension, and I feel like they would have been great as like a little mini EP to close out the era, but I don't see them as deluxe. I think with Positions, wow, with Positions Deluxe, the tracks felt like a deluxe. With My Everything Deluxe, they felt like a deluxe. You know, it feels like part of the same era. These songs are still good, they're great, but they don't feel like I don't know. This it feels like a separate journey, not Eternal Sunshine World. You know. So yeah, that's my only critique. Um, and I think I'm a little biased because I like the original album cover more than I like the deluxe. Um, and like my impression of the album is so like I don't know the covers to me don't seem very cohesive. Where the the OG album to me is very like nighttime but like sun, you know. It's nighttime but sun and like warmth and you know warm lighting and stuff like that because of my first night with it and also because of like the cover. But with the deluxe tracks, they fit the cover they have. They fit the color cover of like her floating, I think. Um, but I don't think that cover works with the rest of the album. So I don't know. That's why just to me they feel a bit disjoint. But yeah, still they're not enough to like bring Eternal Sunshine's ranking down because the OG is still like way too good. We're not going to talk about the number one. You probably guessed by now. It's Dangerous Woman. It is. This when in like there's this idea for some reason that experimental albums are like duds or that experimental albums are not thing. Like they can't be as good. No, Dangerous Woman proves that wrong. You can do an experimental album very well. Um, just with once again with intentionality, you know. Dangerous Woman has a million different sounds on it. You open with Moonlight, which is like ballad strings, you know, so good, like so live and so like moody. You know, I literally feel like I'm in Paris, you know, and I'm like walking down a street or something, and like it's a clear sky, and I can see like the moon and stars and stuff, you know. And I don't like Moonlight is supposed to be, I guess, a romantic song. I don't even see it that way personally. I just like romantic with a partner. I don't even see it that way. You put Moonlight on, and if I'm in a good mood, I am gonna have a blast with Moonlight, just me alone, and I don't even like you know I don't even need to like think of someone else. Um, Moonlight, I think, is really, really good song. I said it's not my favorite opener, um, but I think it's still a really, really good song. Dangerous Woman. To go from Moonlight into Dangerous Woman, you wouldn't think a transition that stark would work, but it does. It does. Dangerous Woman, in my opinion, mm, no, it's not her best title track. It's not her best title track, but Dangerous Woman is so good. Um, I think production wise, this is my favorite album from her, and Dangerous Woman is such like a good example of that, where you can literally see like how rich the production is in like the guitar solo and in like the instrumentals, even like in the chorus or something. You know, it's just it's mind boggling how expensive it all sounds. Um, Dangerous Woman title track, great. Be Alright, stunning, 10 out of 10. Um, Live it was even better, but the song like can stand alone on can stand like on its own. It's so good. Let's Be Alright. Then there's what else is there? There's Into You. Oh my god, Into You. Pop Perfection. Pop Perfection. That the chorus is insane, right? We know that. The production on that song. Oh my god. I just need you like if you haven't already, pause this. You can come back to it later if you want. I don't care. I mean that was rude, but yeah, pause this. Listen to Into You instrumental. Just or like I if I remember correctly, there's a video of like stems. Just listen to to Into You stems and look at how much detail there is in like the like the sound. Oh my god, Into You is like insane. Side to side, this the same thing. This was the Bang Bang effect as well, where this kind of got me into Ariana, where Bang Bang like introduced me, and I was like, oh okay, I will listen. And then like I kept on hearing singles, and then Side to Side, and then I was like, okay, wait, Nicki's on here. I'm going to listen to this whole album. Um, aside to, I didn't even talk about like the Thank You Next songs. The last few in my head was great. Thank You Next was great. Seven Rings was great. Break Up with Your Girlfriend. I'm bored. I was obsessed with for 2 years. That was the song I was talking about. Before Break Up with Your Girlfriend, I had this. Side to Side was Dangerous Woman came out 2016. 2016, 17, 18. Side to Side was my number one, I think. Yeah. And then 18, and then fucking 19, Breakup took over. Yeah, Side to Side was so good. I still listen to it on like the elliptical sometimes because there's not that many other songs that I know of with that tempo. So yeah, and they're like good for working out. So yeah, Side to Side, great. I think I might have actually like jumped when I saw she was pushing it as a single. Um, there was like a teaser that she dropped. She was like, "Oh, Side to Side video out whenever," and yeah, it was her with like the updo kind of the half up half whatever. I'm not a hairstylist, but it was that it was in like the look that wasn't a ponytail basically, um, and that didn't have the bangs. I think she was wearing white. Um, yeah, to me, Side to Side is one of her best singles. Um, and I think it had one of the best single runs with like the performances, with like how hard they were pushing it, with um, and the fact that Nicki was there for most of the performances too. Yeah, they were locked in, and they made it the hit that it deserved to be. Um, that Side to Side. Let Me Love You, underrated, underrated. Lil Wayne's worse. Lil Wayne's verse, mm, so good, so good. Oh my god, I was listening to it in the shower the other day. I almost broke something. And the outro where they're going back and forth. Uh, I just do both of them, but it's so like dark and moody, and it works. It works. It works so well. Yeah. Oh, Dangerous Woman, the album that you are. Um, Greedy, gay anthem. Greedy is so good. So so good. Um, Greedy's another one. Where with Greedy, don't listen to the instrumentals. Well, I mean, listen to the instrumental if you want to, but remember how I said with Into you listen to the instrumental? With Greedy, listen to the acapella. Greedy's acapella is so good. Or like the vocal stems. Oh my god, that's crazy. And I wish I was there at the world tour for for this album, but to see like I saw videos of like the stage going green and like Greedy, and then as soon as the beat kicks in and like the fucking bills like get shot up in the air. Oh my god, what a time to be alive. Greedy, I think, is one of her best songs. Greedy is in her top 10 for sure. I might have said more songs. I might have said more than 10 songs for her top 10, but that's fine. We'll figure that out later. Greedy is up there. What else is up there? Oh no, I have glue on my fingers. What's after Greedy? Every Day, I think. No, Leave Me Lonely. Leave Me Lonely is so good too. Um, this is another album where like she could kind of get playlist allegations if people paid more attention to the track list, but it just works. It works so well to go from Side to Side, Let Me Love You, Greedy, Leave Me Lonely, Every Day Sometimes. It's just stunning, stunning, stunning. It's flow done well, um, done so well. Leave Me Lonely is I think one of my favorite vocal performances by her. Um, obviously, I mean, like, have you heard her on there? Right, Leave Me Lonely, stunning. Um, Every Day is kind of a skip. Production, amazing, but it's not enough to keep me, so I skip it. Oh, I got a message. Thing. Who else? Sorry, this is what happens when I get distracted for 2 seconds. This is staying in the video. Oh my god, I've been recording for an hour. Whatever. Sometimes production wise, really good. Um, I Don't Care is in her top 10. I Don't Care is another very underrated song like thing, Makeup, where it is so, so good and people just don't get it. People just don't get it. It's top three on this album for sure, including the deluxe tracks, which we will talk about. Because one of the girls on there. Anyways, yeah, I Don't Care, stunning. Bad Decisions, I think, is also a skip. Yeah, I think Bad Decisions is like 10% worse than Every Day. Um, Vocally, though, I like Bad Decisions, but I don't go back to it enough, and I don't really feel inclined to go back to it that much anyway. That's Bad Decisions. What's after Bad Decisions? Is it Touch It? Yeah, I think it's Touch It. I appreciate for being a good song, and I heavily disagree with her when she says it's boring. That's insane to me. But do I go back to it that much? No. But it's not a skip. It's just I have to be in the mood for it, and I have to be feeling very like on the nose, exact mood, which I don't feel that often. So Touch It, not really my thing, but it's good for what it is. Touch It, Knew Better. Oh, there's one more skip on this album. Knew Better, so good. The second the Forever Boy transition starts, I'm out of there. I'm sorry, I can't do Forever Boy. I cannot. Like, why? Maybe if she kept it as a separate song, sure, but I don't think it was needed. I think had she just had Knew Better as like an interlude, oh, I would have loved it. Um, Thinking About You is great. Thinking About You is also like insane production. Um, Insane like background vocals wise too. Um, yeah, and that's the standard album. Very good. This deluxe album ended a lot of careers. A lot of careers. Step on Up. She like she eventually got her moment. But no. The best song in her discography is Jason's song Gave It Away. No, no. Vocally, sure. You know what? I can give her that. Vocally there might be like 10% room for improvement. But that song, between the way that like she dances with the piano, um, she makes it her bitch. And I think that needs to be applauded. And I don't think anything has come close to taking her spot yet or since. So yeah, Jason's song Gave It Away, best song in her discography. That to me is alone to make this album top three, at least. You know, if nothing else, if you take away everything else from Dangerous Woman, if the album was literally just Jason's song Gave It Away, it would still be top three for sure. Um, because it's just like, whoa, you know, whoa, you are capable of doing that, which not a lot of people are. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. Everyone involved in that team or like on that song, I wish nothing but good things to happen to you, unless you're like evil. But yeah, I don't know. Jason's song Gave It Away. Mwah, chef's kiss. And I think that's it. That's the ranking. Yeah, she has good albums. She does. Once again, none of those albums are bad. There is not one like, oh, it's at the bottom because I think it's her bad album. No, it's just something has to be the bottom. Like by default, there are going to be six albums I like more than a seventh. So that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Yeah, my throat is dry, so I'm gonna go. But okay, thanks for listening. Bye.